the elimination match.
Oh boy, one of these players is gonna get knocked out in a team kill at that. Oh, that's gonna be rough. As we kick it off on Heartwire ESL. That's what I said. Ignore any L's. In the top right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the top right-hand corner, we of course have our red Protoss player coming out from the land of Hong Kong. He is going to be representing the Juggernaut. He is Bistork.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hardwire, we have the king from Hong Kong himself, representing the Juggernauts, opening up with the pool first. It is GogojOey.
And I gotta tell you, Lloyd, as much as, a team kill this early on in the elimination match, no less, as unfortunate as that is for the supporters of the Juggernauts here in chat, I'm very excited for this match.
Yeah.
Personally, because for a very long time, it's been established there's one king and one Kong. GogojOey is the king, Bistork is the Kong. However, Bistork, in the past couple of months, has been much more active when it comes to competing in weekly events and whatnot than GogojOey has, and he's really been ramping up his practice.
Yeah, the unfortunate truth is that GogojOey has been a lot more inactive this year in 2022. He did kind of take on a new role. He got a real job as well, so he's been focusing on that. So he hasn't been able to practice as much StarCraft or even compete in as many tournaments as he used to.
Yeah, so funnily enough, as weird as it is to say, we're actually not that aware of what GogojOey's form is going to be looking like here. Just something just a year ago, if you said this to us, it would be completely absurd.
Exactly. So it's one of those things where GogojOey has been practicing in the weeks leading up to DreamHack, but how much was he able to regain his old skill and exceed that old skill as well? That's kind of the big question. How much has he been able to really dedicate to StarCraft? Already, he did open up with a pool first, and he was able to get some queens out, able to get some lings out as well, but really this helps against a cannon rush, which Bistork has been known to do, so a safe opener from GogojOey.
Yeah, not quite trusting his teammate here.
With good reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't blame him.
Exactly.
He knows what he's capable of.
Yeah, meanwhile, across the map, GogojOey hasn't been able to get into the main base for a scout yet. So we do see a pretty standard opener. It is going to be a Stargate from the side of Bistork. But how committed, how dedicated is he going to be with the Stargate?
That's definitely a pretty good question. I feel like Bistork has kind of went through different phases of when it comes to his playstyle. And early on, he was almost the Protoss Miomaika in a sense. Well, I guess that's about to be outdated considering how we saw Miomaika played earlier today. But yeah, for a while, Bistork was the player in the region who would just throw out random kind of strange builds and see what works. After that, a little bit before the Void Ray meta got settled, Bistork was super dedicated to Stargate play. Nowadays, we see him do a lot more adept things, so
yeah.
We'll see how dedicated he is to this.
Exactly. In current meta, Bistork is fond of going to Twilight Council after the Stargate. First, Oracle is going across the map. This is scouted by GogojOey. It was scouted first by the Overlord and now by these Lings. So he should be ready back at home. Spores are being thrown down. Queens are in position as well. 2 here in the main and 2 at the third base. So this Oracle shouldn't be dealing too much. And as we can see, it is only a single Oracle.
Yeah, not that dedicated. Immediately after that, Bistork throws down the Twilight Council. Not really killing that much with this Oracle, but at least he keeps it alive. A couple of stasis wards down the line is going to be super important.
Oh yeah, there's always potential here with this Oracle. We can go in with the stasis, maybe even just get some kills on even some more drones. At the same time, we see a little bit of a slow ling run by, but we have 2 adepts already in position. Bistork will be able to get his third base up and running.
Yeah, always important for GogojOey to be able to confirm that, and he does see a couple of adepts here, but is that really a tell of things to come? He hasn't quite been able to get to the main until now, And even then, he's pretty far away from seeing that Twilight Council.
Yeah, it looks like this Stalker was not in position, so eventually GogojOey will see everything, will confirm the transition to a ground toss, and will he be able to prepare in time? That is the question. Roach Warren is already on the way, Lings are on the way as well, so he is kind of getting all the tools he needs, but it's still going to be all about that execution.
Absolutely will. He does have a little bit of time here. It is going to take a little while for Glaives to finish up on these Adepts. Without a robo facility either, a Bistork is going to have to be warping in back at home and then sending these Adepts across the map. So, not the scariest build coming out here for GogojOey, I think, considering that he has been able to scout it and he is getting the tools.
Yeah, as you were saying, like, this isn't a massive commitment. Basically, the Adepts we see here should be all the Adepts, period, from Bistork. So he has to be a little bit careful, he has to be very conservative with when he decides to commit to a Shade, and doesn't want to throw this away because otherwise he will be very vulnerable to a counterattack. Behind this Bistork, he is transitioning, he should be going towards... Ooh, throws down a second Stargate, not a robot or robotics made for disruptors.
Interesting. So I guess Void Rays is always an option. Phoenixes as well, I guess, depending on how many Zerglings he sees on the ground. The Queens are able to get a couple of transfuses off, but the sheer DPS on all of these Adepts is going to eliminate all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Does get a full wall, though.
Yeah, it does get a full wall off at the natural base, but the third is completely exposed. Drones are falling left and right. The target fire is real here from Bistork. More Adepts are coming across the map as well. Not too many, so eventually GogojOey will be able to clean all of this up, but not without losing 8 drones here, and as well as all those Queens.
Some really good damage here for Bistork so far. Getting to the mid-game, he is going to have quite the lead when it comes to his economy. Oh, that's unfortunate pathing, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Like, Bistork cannot afford to lose these Adepts. These Adepts, their role right now is to keep these Roaches at home, is to keep threatening with all these Shades while he gets ready for an anti-Roach army. A lot of players will go into Disruptors from here, but we can see Bistork doing things a little bit differently.
Yeah, going for double Void Ray production right now, which it's not something that you want to underestimate either as the Zerg player. You know, there is an option for Roaches to attack where the Void Rays aren't, but considering that Bistork is at a pretty confined space right now when it comes to his bases, it's going to be pretty difficult to rotate around.
Yeah, like, we'll see. Oh, as he doesn't commit to the Shade, and he will end up losing a lot of these Adepts. Forces a recall. Now GogojOey has nothing to worry about. This isn't very common. Like, double Stargate Void Ray is very out of... Yeah, even triple. As well as the Fleet Beacon. Like, this is kind of out of fashion. We'll see if this is going to work here. I'm worried because GogojOey, his Spire is about to finish up. He's going to be able to go into Mass Corruptor. He doesn't know 100% what he's up against. Not yet, but soon he will get confirmation once he goes across the map.
Yeah, he is kind of delaying the Spire production for now. Handful of units, you know, even though he is up against Void Rays, can be useful as a way to harass, but there we go, he confirms that the Void Rays are out, and yeah, he still gets Mutas.
Interesting. We'll see how much damage the Mutas can get done, as, oh my god, the Roach is there, the wall is not a wall!
That it really is not. He's going to be able to depower all of these, and that shield battery is not going to be able to help out the Void Rays whatsoever. GogojOey goes straight to the main. He's going to depower this as well. Wow. Oh no, only one carrier production at a time, and GogojOey from here is looking to just ramp up the pressure. The Mutas and Corruptors are about to be across the map.
Yeah, the Mutas are here. I doubt the Mutas are going to do too much, to be honest. Like, there's plenty here to defend, so I think this may have been a mistake, but oh, the Mutas, they find a little bit of damage anyway.
Yeah, transferring probes. Always vulnerable to the Muta harass.
Yeah, exactly. But what's important is, again, delaying all these carriers, giving him time to get into +1 air attack, to get into all these Corruptors. We are going into the late game. Bistork, though, didn't sustain too many losses, all things considered. Like, his probe count is still pretty healthy, all things considered.
Yeah, that scout was definitely very valuable for GogojOey, rather. And, you know, being able to delay things by a little bit is something you don't want to, you don't really want to scoff at. But, like you said, in the end, Bistork didn't really sustain that many losses. He lost a couple of pylons, but they're easily replaced.
Yeah, and because of the commitment into mutas to begin with, like, I don't know if there's really a strong enough anti-air army. I mean, I love this. He's still making use of the mutas. He goes straight in. He's looking to deny +2.
And he should be able to do so. This air army of Bistork was completely out of position to prevent this. Not a lot of staying power here for GogojOey, so immediately backs off.
Yeah, very nicely done here by GogojOey by denying +2, by forcing a rebuild a delay by rebuilding the cyber core. Has to restart the upgrade as well. It was honestly well on the way to being finished as well. So yeah, GogojOey just keep continuing to stifle kind of the production of Bistork.
Yeah, once Bistork hits that critical mass, GogojOey knows that it's going to be so much more difficult for him to pull this off. So he is doing everything in his power to delay that. He's maxed out right now, but he has a little bit of an awkward army composition. The Lings slip in.
The Lings will slip in. A lot of the mutas are going to be going down to these Archons. The main army of Bistork is still terrifying, but the Ling run by is going to be able to take down the Temple Archives.
It's being healed by the shield battery, but it is not going to be enough. Archons are off the table for the time being. Well,
yeah.
These ones, but...
I mean, and it's pretty important because Archons are honestly pretty crucial to defend these carriers against all of these Corruptors. But we still have a lot of carriers. And Bistork, he's coming across the map. He's not stopping.
A ton of Lings over here. GogojOey making a lot of Lings and Roaches to try to deal with the ground army, but it's the air army that worries me. He's actually paused Spire production for now. Okay, there we go.
I'm really afraid because GogojOey's maxed out. I'm afraid he has too many Roaches, to be honest. Like, he has 22 Roaches with his army. Even though GogojOey is maxed out, he just doesn't really have the most ideal army.
Well, that is a very real fear right now. And something that is kind of hindering GogojOey a lot. Like, all of these Roaches are back at home. Like, maybe he can send them across the map for a run-by. Because for the time being, they really ain't doing much.
They're not doing anything right now. The base goes down here. We do have a couple of Vipers. They will definitely help out with some of the Ducks. Up, can he get one?
Oh, if they don't get sniped first, he does get a couple of the Ducks. And GogojOey is able to pick off a couple of these carriers. Very nicely done. Ooh, it's actually warding away a lot of these Archons, distracting the Archons with his Roaches right now. Corruptive Force looks a little bit thin, but good enough to deal with the Sky Army. The Archons, though, they're regrouping, and they are attacking those Corruptors.
The Archons make short work of the Corruptors. The Zealots are coming in as well, getting full surrounds on these Roaches as well. It looks like the majority of the carriers, if not all the carriers, are going to go down, but what about the Ground Toss army?
Yeah, that's the terrifying part. 39 Roaches in production right now, though. I didn't even notice it, but yeah, GogojOey's economy has been completely unhindered after that initial Adept push. Just played a little bit greedy, and it's absolutely paying off for him for the time being. Yeah,
you could argue it's well worth it here for GogojOey because he is remaxing. Bistork has to get the hell out of here, especially without any Void Rays, without any carriers. He cannot stop the Mass Roach.
Yeah, not with Archons anyway.
Yeah, not like
He's
this.
Gonna try,
not like this is not the fight you want to take. Just like that, the Zealots get taken out. The Archons as well. GogojOey with Mass Roach and even Ultras to counterattack. I mean, he can just keep going.
Ooh. Yeah, no, he has some momentum. What worries me is that he has not resumed Corruptor production. He's getting 2 of them right now, but yeah, somehow I doubt that's going to be enough.
We see the power of 3 Void Rays, you know? GogojOey has to turn around. As soon as the Void Rays show themselves, he has to respect that. But now he's going for a counterattack. Bistork, his supply was completely reset. His army was reset. He just doesn't have the numbers to defend at multiple places at once.
Yeah, especially not with Void Rays. He is getting Flux Veins now, which will help a little bit, but yeah, he still has a very immobile army compared to GogojOey's.
Yeah, Bistork is being pulled apart right now. He was in the middle of transitioning over towards the right, rotating over towards the left-hand side of the map instead, but the Ultras are here.
Ultras are here, Vipers are here, throws out a Parabomb, and yeah, when Prismatic Alignment is turned on, it takes a little bit of time to split your forces. These Roaches are going completely uncontested, by the way. They take out 15 workers, and they're going to take out the base, too.
Yeah. Again, Bistork had a choice. Defend my 12 o'clock base or defend on the front lines, and he could only do one. And sure, he defends the right-hand base, and he's able to, again, fend off all those Ultras, but he loses a base at the same time, and he just can't keep up.
He really cannot. Void Ray's focusing on the Corruptors right now, and that's really allowing these Ultralists to break in and cleave up the ground forces. Bistork still has a lot of Void Rays, and there's not much anti-air here for GogojOey. But once again, all GogojOey needs to do, regroup with his army, and keep going again. Man, even with prismatic alignment, Ultralists just take a while to kill, don't they?
Exactly. Because of that, not just one, but 2 bases went down in the blink of an eye. Bistork down to 3 base economy. Essentially 1 base, if that, as minerals are starting to run out on all these bases. Meanwhile, GogojOey, because of his insane drone count, he's just able to remax and rebuild every time.
Yeah, Bistork pretty much down to half a base economy.
Yeah.
I think this next fight might just be his last, because he cannot sustain any more losses.
Yeah, and he's gonna be having some losses as Lings get into the main base. They're not gonna be able to do too much here, but the Lings at the natural will break through the cannon, the shield battery. More probes are falling.
Yeah, the shield battery just doesn't quite have enough. Just doesn't have a high enough healing rate. Void Rays are drawn back to these Ultralists, but the Corruptors are already moving into position.
Yeah, the Corruptors are here. Same with the Vipers. We do have a Parasitic Bomb on the clump of Void Rays, and Bistork, he just cannot defend him on multiple bases at once. He's trying. He's desperately trying. But look at the soup, mate.
That soup don't lie. Zupa is schmachne.
There you go, mate. Beautiful, beautiful. The soup doesn't lie. I mean, we do have a decent amount of Void Rays and Archons. Like, the army here, it's not bad. And because GogojOey is struggling to max out, because, I mean, he's making a pretty expensive army, like, he can't really overwhelm yet. But this next push may be the last.
Yeah, it's definitely feeling that way. I do think that Bistork has a slightly better army, but really it just takes a couple of parabombs and a couple of good cleaves on the Ultralists for GogojOey to not quite win the engagement, but kill enough units that he'll be able to overwhelm in the next push.
Yeah, Bistork, he's basically all in at this point. He has to do something here, but he sees the stack defense. He sees the queens as well. He knows he cannot win that fight. He backs off, but GogojOey wants it.
And he is gonna get it. Archons, unfortunately, not enough to deal with the Corruptors, and Void Rays, they're attacking the Corruptors instead of the Ultras. GG is called. GogojOey takes game number 1. That's synergy in an army for you.
GG, well played. GogojOey does take that first game. It wasn't an easy one, but it was also a really interesting style from Bistork to go from Adepts into double Stargate Void Ray. Again, it's just not common nowadays, because it has kind of been solved. Like, as long as you've got a Spire on the way, you should have enough anti-air to shut down whatever's in the sky.
Yeah, as GogojOey demonstrated here, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's been, he has had to take a hiatus, but thankfully this was kind of the meta at around the time he took a break. Well, I say took a break, but, yeah.
Again, he's showing us all that he is still in form. He's still ready to go toe-to-toe with a player like Bistork. Does take that 1-0 lead, but you know what? We still have at least one more ahead of us, you know? Bistork, he can always fight back. He doesn't have to do... that's the scary thing about him. I doubt he's going to do the same thing again.
Oh, absolutely not. He's one of the most versatile players in the entire region, and on Juggernauts itself, too. You know, there's a reason why he was, you know, before he was promoted to being a full-time player, he was the analyst. That was his position on Juggernauts.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. And we'll see if being able to analyze a game is going to be enough to really make up for that and really tie up the series. Personally, I hope so. I hope we go all the way to the ace match. But we'll see. It's all up to Bistork.
Yeah, can he analyze a game in 2 minutes?
That's the real question. And what I will say is that, I mean, hey, there was a moment there where, if you remember, Bistork with that first massive push with all of his Archons, he was able to obliterate all those Corruptors in the sky. He had a little bit of momentum there, but I mean, the economy of GogojOey was just insane throughout that entire game.
Yeah, if army is momentum, economy is inertia, and GogojOey had that in spades. As we continue our series now on to Glittering Ashes, LE. We're in the top right. Did I say LE? It is not LE. It is just Glittering Ashes. We're in the top right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the top right-hand corner. We, of course, have our red Protoss player coming out from the land of Hong Kong. He, of course, is going to be representing the Juggernauts, fighting for his life in this tournament right now. He is Bistork.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Glittering Ashes, we have the Blue Zerg player himself, hailing from the land of Hong Kong, once again going for the pool first. It is GogojOey.
Got a little bit excited when I saw that pool get thrown down, but and then it took me a couple of seconds there, half a second to remember, oh wait, yeah, this is what GogojOey just kind of does. He does it for safety more than anything, because it's been so long.
I mean, I don't blame him, just because, like, hey, Bistork, he has cannon rushed before. He'll do it again. Like, he...
To say that he's cannon rushed before, yeah, that's a bit of an understatement. I think it was 2019 and early 2020 where he literally did nothing but cannon rush, and he'd still win with it.
Yeah, Bistork, he's a terrifying opponent. You need to be on point with your scouting, but, like, again, if you're able to see what he's doing, if you're able to kind of realize what he's up to, then yeah, you know, just gotta make sure you have the correct tech on time, make sure your engagements are on point. Yeah, and I feel like on a larger map, I want to give the edge a little bit here to GogojOey. Maybe. Yeah,
there's definitely a lot more. We'll definitely have to see. There's definitely a lot more room for him to maneuver around. Glittering Ashes also has a lot of... It does have a lot of wide open ground spaces, but I guess that's irrelevant when it comes to the air battles, because let's not forget, these two players do not hesitate to slow things down to Sky Zerg versus Sky Toss.
I just realized we're in a ZVP and we're on Glittering Ashes, Yaku. Oh god.
Yep.
That's the thing I was kind of thinking, is that, like, if Bistork does take to the skies again, you know, Glittering Ashes is not a bad map to go Sky Toss on.
It really isn't. But a Sky Toss, you know, a good idea to go anyway in PvZ nowadays. We're gonna find out.
That's the thing, like, rushing to go into the air isn't as prominent anymore. It's not as good anymore, just because a lot of Zerg players have had a lot of practice against it. They know what responses to go for. So we'll see as Bistork, once again, for the second time, opens up with a Stargate.
Alrighty then. We'll see if he's going to be a bit more dedicated to it, a bit more dedicated to the Oracle Harass. I do think that's a bit harder to pull off the Adept Shades on Glittering Ashes than on Heartwire, but it's definitely possible as he goes for a Void Ray first.
Yeah, very different here. This will be scouted by GogojOey as he goes in and confirms. Unfortunately, GogojOey does have 2 Overlords on the map. In current meta, a lot of Zerg players only resort to 1 because otherwise the Void Ray gets a little bit more value. So if Bistork is on point here, he should be able to hunt down both of these Overlords.
Yeah, he's already gunning for one of them. Knows exactly where it is. He smells the blood.
He can smell the Overlord, mate.
Here we go!
As he does hunt it down, behind this Bistork, he's taking a 3rd base. Oracle's on the way, and with this Oracle, he should be able to defend the 3rd, or again, just go across the map, look to deal some damage.
Yeah, you've got options here with the Oracle. Depends entirely on how your opponent's playing.
Oh.
As for the time being, he is sending it across the map, but that is a very, very early +1 air weapons coming out from Bistork. We were a little bit worried about it, and now Bistork is going straight for it. He is, rushing straight to air.
Yeah, interesting. The Oracle almost deals no damage across the map. Oh my god, it's taken so much damage already here, as the Oracle does nothing, essentially, doesn't even scout the main base. But I am concerned because, quickly checking the vision here, GogojOey did go in with his Overlord. He didn't really get to see much else. But Bistork, he is going straight into a fleet beacon. He's crazy!
That's going to take some time to get into effect, as if GogojOey is right now just, okay, himself, he is also macroing up a little bit, finishing up that lair, finishing up that Roach Warren, but yeah, the very second GogojOey catches a whiff of this fleet beacon, All he has to do is hold down the Z key and the R key and just rally everything across the map.
Yeah, as every single gas is being taken right now, Lair is done. So GogojOey should be going to a Spire from here. He's got options. He is droning up. There we go. There is the Spire. He knows 100% what he's facing because this lane confirmed that Cybercore was researching something, which had to be +1 air attack.
Oh yeah. It's not gonna be Gateway. He already has Gateway. Seductive skills.
There you go. But Bistork is being so greedy. Like, no one does this anymore, to go straight into Skytoss like this. I mean, you can argue, hey, like, he's getting fully saturated on 3 bases. He's doing it, I guess. But GogojOey he's gonna have so many corruptors. As soon as the Spire finishes, like, he is gonna make nothing but corruptors.
Oh yeah. He's definitely got the... Well, he's banking up a little bit for it. He's definitely got the gas bank. He's definitely got a good enough economy right now to sustain it. 72 workers and about to be 4 bases. Now, if he's able to keep these Corruptors hidden for a little while as well, and he can just absolutely pounce on top of the carriers and Void Rays that Bistork is going for, take them out, and then what is going to be his answer? To caustic spraying down all of these buildings. Yeah. I would like to know that.
Like, the scary thing about what Bistork is doing, looking at the units tab, Bistork, he's going straight into carriers, which means, like, he's not going to have an army, he's not going to have Void Rays to protect them from Corruptors, right? Like, he's going to have nothing. This is going to be scouted, by the way. GogojOey is just confirming, yes, your carriers are already here. I know exactly what I need. And Bistork has to respect this. He has to start either working on Archons or working on, like, Flux Veins to switch into Void Rays or something, because these carriers are so naked right now.
Yeah, so far he is doing neither. Just gonna keep my eyes on that production tab as GogojOey rather has also gone to a very quick hive.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Like, because of Bistork's greed, GogojOey is meeting that greed and like exceeding it. Like, he's already working on a 5th base. He's been droning up. He's been doing nothing but just make drones. So he can just go straight to Corruptors, go straight into a hive, go straight into Vipers as well. Like, he's also skipping all this tech to just counter carriers.
Hey, the first player to realize that it's time to get a ground army. That's what we're going to be looking out for. Well, if they can afford a ground army after this. After these extremely expensive late game armies that they're teching into.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, the Corruptors are just shocking around right now, looking for a stray carrier. At the moment, this army isn't large enough to really face 2 Void Rays and all these carriers. But he just goes to the Cybercore again!
Hey, he's gonna deny +2 again!
Oh my god.
That's the 2nd time in this game.
In this series, mate. How does he do it? He takes down the Cybercore. Bistork was not in position, has to rebuild it, has to remake it. And, oh boy, again, GogojOey has to be patient here. Even though it feels like, oh my god, he's making more and more carriers. Like, he just has to calm down, chill out, and wait for the Vipers.
Yeah, sometimes it's very tempting to try to pounce on top of these carriers and try to target fire them down, but it is always such a risk to do so when the Protoss player has a Void Race like this. Ooh, the Oracle finally taken out.
Yeah, the Oracle does go down. Bistork is now aware of the position of these Corruptors, and, you know, are they going to get it again? They're gonna try.
Yeah. He even starts the research. Come on.
Oh my god. He almost gets it. Yeah, but you know what? He pulls away the entire army. We have a little bit of a Ling run by. Ooh, it will not deal too much damage. Oh my god, he turns around.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about this move from GogojOey, but I think he was able to kill a Void Ray before being forced to retreat.
Meanwhile, the Ling run by just does the stop. Overcharge will keep a lot of these cannons alive, so GogojOey has to respect that. He will back off. I would love to see a Baneling Nest here for some Bane run bys instead, but he will just commit to the fight, takes out a lot of the Zealots.
Yeah, being able to surround them outside of shield battery range, nicely done, but of course, this isn't what GogojOey is hinging his victory on. He's hinging that on his Ultralisks and his Corruptors.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Corruptors are out, Vipers are stocked up on energy, Ultras are on the way with Kindness Plating as well. He's getting the ideal late game army right now. Meanwhile, thankfully, Bistork, he is refining his own army. Archons are on the way, more Void Rays as well, so yeah, like, he can still take a good fight.
Yeah, once again, we've. I feel like that's kind of been the theme of this evening. It's all about that positioning right now, you know. Bistork can back all of these units into a corner, then he can absolutely take the fight. The Archons are blocking a lot of units out of the main base, but inadvertently that's actually helping Bistork a little bit. GogojOey recognizes, I do not want to mess with 4 Archons, mate.
Yeah.
Not with all of these Corruptors.
The Archons are terrifying, mate. I'm sure GogojOey wanted to try and snipe that Cyber Core again. That Cybernetic Core, but unfortunately he couldn't quite get it.
Him.
Yeah, it is. He wants
the core that got away.
Oh god. Meanwhile, Bistork, he's getting ready to push out. Is this the right moment? He is maxed, don't get me wrong. But for the time being, just clearing up some of these workers, some of these rocks are... Ooh.
Supposed to cancel in the end there for GogojOey, not a kill. And yeah, Bistork definitely setting himself up to be able to take a fight. He has to be careful not to dip in too deep. He does have recall available, but you really want to recall on top of this entire army? I doubt it.
Oh god, exactly. Meanwhile, here we go. He pushes a little bit deep, too far into that creep, forces a recall.
What was I just saying, Light? What was I just saying? As GogojOey gets a couple of free carriers, and I believe a free Archon as well, did kind of force some Viper NG out from him, so GogojOey does have to go back and suck on some juice before attacking again, but now GogojOey's maxed out, and he wants to end it.
Yeah, he really does. Yo, he wants the Cyber Core so bad. Yo, the Cyber Core is looking a little bit exposed. Go for it, puppy. Go for it.
No, he is going straight for the Nexus this time.
Yeah, he wants something a little bit better, a little bit juicier. The Nexus is going to go down at the same time. Ultras hit the 4th base.
Yeah, battery overcharge can only do so much in the face of 4 Ultralisks with cleave like that.
Exactly. It looks like the 4th base will hold on, but the natural did fall to all those Corruptors. GogojOey has to be a little bit careful not to lose too many of these Ultras. If too many of them do fall, and one of them gets caught out here, then there's going to be no answer to the Archons.
Yeah, Lings aren't going to be able to do much. He hasn't been teching into Roaches at all this game. And even then, do you really want to go Roaches when there are Immortals and Void Rays here?
Exactly. GogojOey, he's going to back up all the way to his Spores. He is going to engage, throws down some Parasitic Bombs on every single Void Ray.
That's going to be doing a pretty good job of keeping them back. The Archons finally targeting the Corruptors once again. There's still 3 of them on the ground, and the ground army of GogojOey starting to be decimated here. These Archons do not have much to worry about.
They do not, but you know what? Every single Void Ray fell down. The Ultras are coming in just in time as well. It looks like GogojOey will be able to defend.
Oh, he has barely enough units here right at the end. Interceptors of the carriers were all either focusing on the Queens or died to the Queens or something, but there just weren't any of them here available. And now I'm looking at that supply light. It is not lying. 106 for GogojOey, 46 for Bistork. I think the Zerg player is favorite here.
Yeah, Bistork lost everything, and it takes so long for a Protoss player to rebuild their army. He was committed, and it was a questionable fight. Again, GogojOey, he pulled back all the way to his Spores, so the Spores were helping out the Queens as well with the Transfuses, the Ultras. Like, everything was just going right there for GogojOey, and something was telling Bistork to push out. I don't blame him. Like, there weren't a lot of Ultras, and it looked like he was maybe going to win with all his Archons, but nah, mate. There are plenty of Ultras now.
Yeah. Now GogojOey's the one who's going to win with all his Ultras.
He's got 12, man. 12 Ultras. That's terrifying.
That's kind of excessive at this point.
They're getting in each other's way. They can't really swipe the way they want to.
Yeah, if they try cleaving, they just cleave each other.
But alas.
And, you know, good, nice choke point here, but, yeah, the Ultras are kind of able to brute force their way forward.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that they can't shoot up. It doesn't matter that the Void Rays will eventually clean them up. The Ultras are going to be able to take down one of these Robos. He is forced back with GogojOey. He's just making more Corruptors.
Yeah, we're getting a very familiar story to game. Towards the end of game number 1 here in our best of 3 series, where GogojOey not quite able to break Bistork yet, but, you know, able to trade efficiently enough that each and every time he's engaging, he is making Bistork, forcing Bistork further and further into bankruptcy.
Yeah, I mean, mate, GogojOey, like, his economy is insane. You know, he's got 86 workers, he's got 6 bases, working on another base as well, because why the hell not? 3-3 is on the way, so his upgrades are looking insane. You could argue he's making too many ultras, and I do think he is making too many ultras.
Die, mate.
This fight, yeah, exactly.
You only need like 4 of them.
Yeah, it's a little bit too excessive, I feel. Hopefully GogojOey is able to deal with all these Void Rays, but it looks like with the help of the Vipers, yeah, 100%, he will.
Look, he's proud of his ultras. He wants to show them off a little, you know?
Yeah. Now, how often can you
really
make...
hard, they've been training, you know?
How often can you make like 6 ultras at a time and still win the game, you know?
In a ZVP, no less.
Oh god, GogojOey is forced back for the time being, respecting prismatic alignment as well as the overcharge. So he's gonna have to rebuild. His upgrades are finishing up.
Slowly but surely. They fish up +3 carapace here, and maybe if Bistork is able to seek out enough bases, but even then, I don't think GogojOey is gonna give him that luxury.
I mean, he just keeps working up and he keeps denying the 5th. Like that's his job right now. It's like that's all he cares about. A little bit of indecisiveness there by GogojOey, so it takes a little bit extra damage, but he's just waiting for his Vipers to be topped up to get ready to go out again.
And that polish on them, you know, that what is it called? The shine? The skis shine? Oh, look, I don't drive. I don't know the car.
Yeah, polish, yeah, sure, why not? Wax,
yeah.
There you go.
That wax, yeah, wax on, wax off, and with that, he is able to drive all the way to Bistork side of town.
Exactly, every single Void Ray goes down, everything on the ground as well. The ultras are just far too much here. GogojOey shutting down that first push, and you were talking about it before. The first push is always the strongest, and it's gone, mate.
Just like so. Bistork, he knows his tournament life is on the line here. He is holding on and trying to find a solution to this, trying to find a path to victory, but he doesn't see it. Not when it's not when there are this many ultras in front of him.
Yeah, he's trying to morph in Archons desperately. Like, it's kind of his Hail Mary play, but there's just too much Zerg all over the place. GogojOey even camping the production to make sure no Void Rays or Carriers come out. The Ultras take down the natural base. Archons are going to try and do what they can, but I feel like we all know, even Bistork knows, the writing, it's all over the wall.
It is all over now? All the last mortal. There we go. GG is called, and GogojOey will have another shot at making it out of his group. He will be playing that out tomorrow.